Hello, this is Lara and I'm here today to talk to you about studying. Do you procrastinate a lot? Do you find it hard to concentrate? Do you not know how to study? Do you find it hard to start? If you responded yes to any of the above, then keep watching this video. So, why do we procrastinate? Perfectionism? We don't feel safe in our space. We suffer from anxiety. I'm sure there are other reasons, but these are the ones I came up with. When it comes to perfectionism, I suffer from perfectionism as well, and I know how hard it is sometimes to do work when you're not sure whether it's going to be perfect. So lower your standards. And I know this is very hard to do for some people, but what you can do is actually try to produce a piece of work that is not going to be the finished product. Is just going to be an exercise maybe, or a first draft. Tell yourself that I'm working on something that is not going to be the final product, and it's okay if it's shit because I'm going to revise it. So that's a starting point, isn't it? If you don't feel safe in your space, maybe try to go to a park, a pub, a cafe, the library. Try to go somewhere else, change your surroundings. Now, when it comes to anxiety, it is extremely hard to work with anxiety, and I suffer from anxiety as well, so I know how debilitating it can be. I suggest you try to see a counselor or a therapist if you do feel that you're suffering from anxiety. And always remember to self-care and self-love, because sometimes that can be hard when you're in distress all the time. I'm not going to elaborate on anxiety in this video. I am probably going to create a video in the future about it, but please, if you feel that you suffer from anxiety, see someone who can help you. What can I do to concentrate? You can try different techniques and environments. I'm sure if you Google it, you will find so many different techniques on concentrating and focusing. Sometimes people need silence, some other people work better in study groups. Just experiment. Don't be afraid to spend some time to experiment, because this is actually an investment, because once you know how you function the best and how you can be more productive, then you can just use that technique and that will be extremely beneficial for you. How do I study? Take notes during class, either handwritten or on your computer. Read books, articles, etc., essays, watch documentaries and talks, listen to audiobooks, podcasts, etc. Thankfully, nowadays you can use many different sources in your references. As long as your source is credible, you're probably going to be fine, but always check in with your tutor just to make sure. How do I write an essay? I am going to tell you my technique. I know there are thousands probably. There are so many ways to work on your essays. I personally start from refreshing my memory. I go through my notes from class. I'm very good at keeping notes, and I suggest you keep notes as well. Then I decide on the subject. After I do that, I read the books, articles, journals, whatever that I need for my bibliography and references. And after that, I start with a skeleton. I am very organizational, so I break it down into small paragraphs, and I know exactly what I'm going to write in every paragraph. I know this doesn't work for everyone. It helps take a lot less time during the writing procedure, and because I'm not really enjoying writing when it comes to uni, I don't like academia and I don't like academic writing, the less I have to do the better. So I just have it all ready, and when I begin, I know exactly what I'm doing. After I finish with the skeleton, I actually start with my bibliography. I know some people may say, what? But it works for me. There are a few websites where you can go and they actually do your bibliography for you, Harvard style, because I don't want to waste my time trying to do it perfectly, so I just go to the generator, done, copy paste on my essay. First step is done, then I can start writing, and having the bibliography and my references already properly written at the end helps when I want to, cite in or whatever. After I do that, I start writing, and then after everything is finished, proofread, and proofread again, submit, done, gone, freedom. How do I study for an exam? Thankfully, I haven't had to study for an exam for a very long time. However, I do suggest not cramming. Do not cram, just be organized, study throughout the year. If you're serious about your studies, you shouldn't cram, because the point is not to just pass the exam. The point is for you to acquire knowledge. So sit down and study, you know, just saying. I think it's better to create a studying schedule and say 2 or 3 hours of a day I'm going to spend on my studies. Obviously, you need to keep the schedule realistic. Don't say I'm going to read 8 hours every day, because we both know that this is not going to happen. So just try to make it realistic according to your needs, to your schedule. Give yourself time to sleep, to self-care and all that. How do I start? This is the hardest part, in my opinion at least. Starting to write an essay is probably the hardest part of the whole essay. If you feel you have a writer's block, you know, it's not very easy for you to sit down and do the writing, your technique is not working, try a different technique. Because even if that technique fails, you've already started doing something without even realizing it. I've done that in the past, it worked greatly for me. The experiment didn't work out in the sense that I actually returned back to my old technique. However, in the meantime, I had already started writing, so the scary part was over, you know, I had already started doing my work. So tell me in the comments down below, do you have a studying technique? Are there things that work for you or things that you've tried and never worked for you? I hope this video is useful to you. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. Bye.